What's up investors and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to share with you a solar EV OTC penny stock that is trading at only 2 times its 2021 revenue. It has just now hit a level of support that this stock has bounced off multiple times over the past 6 months, gaining over 100% each time, with some very big news in the past week making this OTC penny stock one of only 16 firms in the US to receive federal blanket purchase agreement as part of the $5 billion in federal funds allocated to EV charging installations in the Biden administration's infrastructure bill. This penny stock could be about to take off, and I believe that this will 2x within the next few weeks. So today I'll be looking at SIRC and who exactly solar EV are and their huge market potential. I will look at the very latest news that looks set to skyrocket this stock. Let's do some technical analysis to find you the best possible entry position, and I will discuss SIRC Solar's recent earnings report too. If you do like this video, can I ask you to smash that like button? It literally costs you nothing, but it helps me out so much. I'm aiming to get 300 likes on this video. How many likes does this currently have? If not yet 300, then help me get there. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification so you never miss a video with the potential to make you money. If you want to discuss any points that I make in this video, then drop me a comment and let me know. I really want to hear your thoughts on this penny stock. I want to point out that I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. Now let's get into it. Solar Integrated Roofing Corporation is a solar and roofing installation company specializing in commercial and residential properties with a focus on acquiring similar companies with a plan to expand nationally. The company is focused on becoming a nationwide leader in solar energy market with the goal of making it cost-effective and energy efficient for customers. SIRC has a number of other companies part of the SIRC family, and these include McKay Roofing Incorporated, a long-established roofing company; Montross Incorporated, which is a roofing, decking and waterproofing company; Secure Roofing and Solar, which has been providing quality roofing and solar solutions for nearly 30 years; and SunPower by Milholland Electric, which is an award-winning premier solar and energy storage company serving all of California and New Mexico. All of these companies are located in San Diego, offering an all-for-one solution across a broad spectrum of services. It's combined 110 years serving local communities and decades of industry-recognized and manufacturer partner certificate licenses and specialized training. So SIRC is positioning itself as a one-stop shop across a broad range of services that is trying to gain a large portion of several emerging markets and set itself up as a leader and a go-to company. As they say here, when you choose to work with SIRC family companies, you can expect a level of commitment and unified leadership that only family-run businesses can provide. Also in the SIRC family of companies since January this year is Inarev LLC, a solar solutions provider to residential and commercial properties. This was acquired after a successful joint venture pilot for a combination of cash and stock. Then in March, SIRC acquired Plimco. Again, this is a major acquisition for the company. A GAP-audited energy service and electric vehicles charging station solution provider to commercial and government customers. Plimco specializes in the design and implementation of solar photovoltaic systems, energy efficiency measures, and electric vehicle charging stations throughout the Southwest. This is a fantastic acquisition for SIRC. Not only does it bring them into the EV sector, but it also provides entry into government contracts, which as we know can be massive. Between the EV charging market expected to surpass $39 billion by 2027 and the commitments being made by the Biden administration for its climate change and renewable energy resources, this is the kind of acquisition that will help push SIRC to the next level. As we see here from Seeking Alpha, from 2020, the state of California requires all new homes to have solar panels installed so they can provide some electricity needs themselves. Considering that 80,000 new homes are built in California each year, we can see the potential here. California will also ban new gasoline-consuming cars and light trucks by 2035. So to have the Plimco deal done will provide a huge source of revenue to the company in this area too. Together with its subsidiaries, SIRC operates in a number of states across the US, including New Mexico, which recently passed a bill that mandates that 100% of the produced energy in the state will come from renewable sources by 2045. Currently, only about 5% is produced by solar panels. This strategic policy, in combination with the already existing home solar power initiatives such as rebates, tax exemptions, and credits, is anticipated to boost solar panel installations of new homes in the state. everything here is pointing to a very bright future for SIRC. SIRC subsidiary, Plimco, is awarded a 5-year EV charging contract with General Services Administration. This contract is to service the $5 billion electric vehicle supply equipment EVSE federal stimulus opportunity. So Plimco is one of only 16 firms in the US to receive federal blanket purchase agreements. Now let's not forget that the overall SIRC group of companies, which is trading at about 30 cents on the OTC pink sheets, has got a market capitalization of less than $160 million. Yet one of its subsidiaries, which is only a small part of the overall company, is now operating at a national level and winning major government contracts. So this is huge for SIRC. The announcement states that EV Charging Plimco was awarded a 5-year blanket purchase agreement from the GSA as part of the $5 billion in federal funds allocated to electric vehicle charging installations in the Biden administration's infrastructure bill. With the plan to install EV charging stations every 50 miles along the interstate system, Plimco's award is a 5-year designer material only contract for Level 2 and Level 3 EV chargers. A second EVSE BPA is currently being submitted, which will include design equipment and installation of EV chargers. CEO Dave Massey has highlighted the scale of the deal, saying to be one of only 16 companies in the United States authorized to potentially supply over 500,000 EV charging stations across the country over the next decade provides a huge opportunity. And considering that a lot of states are looking to discontinue the sale of internal combustion engine vehicles by as soon as 2030, the EV charging market is expected to surpass $28 billion mark by 2028 and continue upwards. Overall, this will serve to further bolster SIRC's position as a clear national player in this space, helping to create sustainable value for shareholders. SIRC have also recently announced that management will participate in the Planet Microcap Showcase 2022 in Las Vegas, as well as the LD Micro Invitational in LA. Management will participate in one-on-one meetings throughout the day at each conference, which will be taking place as soon as next week. Planet Microcap will be taking place on Wednesday, May 4th. There is a link here to the webcast and I've included this in the description down below, so take a look at that. Whereas the LD Micro Invitational will be taking place in LA on Tuesday and Wednesday, June 7th. Now it's fair to say that SIRC has been gathering a bit of attention again lately, featuring in this Seeking Alpha article titled that mergers and acquisitions could bring increases in the stock price, while saying that the implied fair value could reach as high as $1.10. But SIRC has also featured in these articles this week alongside General Motors, while another article has Solar Integrated Roofing Corp being listed alongside the likes of Blink, ChargePoint, First Solar and lots of other major NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange listed companies. SIRC now sells storage and sophisticated management components from Enphase, or even rechargeable Tesla solar battery Powerwall units. Solar generating electricity at night, engineers at Stanford have developed it and it could make solar panels a continuous, renewable power source, while Solar Integrated Roofing Corp believes in alternative energy long term, helping to drive green clean energy. So let's move on to the charts. We can see here that over the past year, the stock has dropped down to the level that it is currently at on several occasions before making steady gains upwards. Back in August, SIRC dropped down to 30 cents before gaining over 100%, reaching 64 cents in September. And again at the end of December, the stock hit 30 cents before once again gaining over 100% in just 3 weeks, reaching as high as 62 cents in January. And I feel that with recent developments and with the progress that is being made at Plimco, there is an argument to be made for the stock to make nice gains again very soon. After all, the stock price is currently trading at a level just slightly above the support line that has not yet been broken, and therefore I see significant upside potential for the stock in the coming months. I see very little downside risk versus the possibility of an easy 50 or even 100% upside potential. Guys, if you've watched this far into the video, not yet hit the like button, then please do so. It really helps the channel more than you can imagine. Looking at the earnings report that was released just a few weeks ago. So this is the full year 2021 and these financial statements are fully audited. So these figures are far more reliable than those you would see in a company's 10Qs or quarterly earnings reports. Looking at the income statement, we can see that revenue has increased from 17 million last year up to $84 million for the year. This is nearly 5 times the previous year's revenue, while margins have improved due to the cost of sales not increasing at quite the same level. So this is very good, showing improving margins. And the same can be said about the operating expenses, which have risen from just under $10 million for 2020 to just over $20 million for 2021, which means that SIRC were able to post a profit for 2021 of nearly $20 million, giving an EPS of 6 cents or a fully diluted earnings per share of just over 4 cents. Although this does not sound like very much, you have to remember that the share price is only 31 cents right now, so this is quite a high level of return, relatively speaking. But if the company is doing so good and making such incredible progress and the earnings results are so good, then why does the share price continue to drop? Well, first of all, I feel that the current market sentiment has helped drive this down. But the markets were full of optimism in 2019 and 2020. 2021 was generally not a good year, and 2022 so far has been terrible for OTC stocks. We have seen a lot of penny stocks, but in particular OTC stocks, dropping significantly due to a lot of external influences and general macroeconomic influences. But I do feel that there is some stocks right now that are very undervalued. For example, at the current share price, SIRC is trading at only 2 times 2021's revenue and less than 8 times 2021's net profit. But we can see another reason when we look at the company's statement of financial position. At first glance, this looks very impressive. The company has assets of $158 million while having total liabilities of just $67 million, which gives SIRC an asset to liability ratio of greater than 2 to 1 and also gives stockholder equity of $90 million, which we can see here. But when we look closer at the numbers, we can see that the majority of assets is made up of goodwill of $97 million. Now, I've spoken about this on several occasions on this channel. I do not like to see goodwill as a company's primary asset. Goodwill is not tangible, it is not real. And this could end up with an impairment or be written down in the very next earnings report, instantly destroying what are perceived to be very, very good ratios. So when I see goodwill, I tend to remove this from my calculations, which leaves SIRC with assets of just $61 million. But to be fair, the liabilities includes this convertible notes, so I'm going to remove this from the liabilities too, as this is also not a tangible liability, and this leaves $44 million. Overall, this leaves Solar Integrated Roofing Corporation with a real asset liability ratio of approximately 1.5 to 1, which in fairness is still very good, and is a huge improvement from the previous year where liabilities outweighed assets. So guys, what do you think of Solar Integrated Roofing Corporation? Or Solar EV as it will be known when they eventually complete their name change? Drop me a comment and let me know what you think about this stock. I would greatly appreciate if you could smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, or follow me on Twitter, and I will catch you in the next update video.